If you're 40 and starting from zero, this is your 4-year recovery plan. No hype, no shame, just math, clarity, and execution. Here's the number nobody wants to say out loud. If you had started at 20, just $100 a month, you'd be sitting on close to $1 million by retirement. That's it, $100, a gym membership, 2 dinners out. You didn't do that. Most people didn't. Now you're 40, and that same $100 a month, the same discipline, the same sacrifice, gets you less than $100,000. That's the brutal math. $900,000 of difference, built from 25 years of drift. But here's what I need you to understand before this video goes any further. You are not late. You're compressed. Compression is dangerous because you have zero room for error. But it's also your biggest leverage because you now have something your 20-year-old self never had, a real reason to move. In this video, I'm giving you the exact 4-year pivot to reclaim the 25 years you think you lost. We're going from financial panic to financial dominance. Stay until the final minute and you'll see the math of how 4 years of extreme discipline can actually outperform 25 years of drifting. Let me tell you why most 40-year-olds with high incomes still end up broke. It's not because they don't earn enough. It's because their lifestyle grows faster than their wealth does. Every raise gets absorbed. Every bonus disappears. The money comes in, and somehow it's just gone. That's a lifestyle leak, and you cannot out-earn it. I don't care if you make $80,000 or $250,000 a year, the leak will match you. So, here's your first assignment, a 30-day spending audit. Pull every transaction from the last month and sort it into 2 columns, needs and status spending. The car that's slightly too expensive, the 4 subscriptions you forgot you had, the dinners that were really just about feeling successful. That's status spending, and it's quietly eating your future. Here's the hardest truth of this entire video. If you're 45 with zero saved, your biggest asset right now is not in your bank account. It's your honesty. You have to be willing to look broke to get rich. Most people would rather look rich and stay broke. That choice right there is why the gap exists. Year 1 has one goal. Not wealth, not freedom, just stability. You are building the base. Everything else, the investing, the compounding, the recovery, it all collapses without this. So before you get excited about returns, we need to talk about your paycheck. Here's the framework. Every dollar you earn gets divided 3 ways. I call it the 75-15-10 rule. 75% is your maximum spending. Not your target, your ceiling. Housing, food, transport, utilities, everything you need to live goes in here. If you're currently spending 90 cents of every dollar just to survive, that's the first thing that has to change. 15% goes straight to investing. Not when it's convenient, not after the bills, first. Automatic, non-negotiable. This is the number that rebuilds the 25 years. 10% goes to your emergency fund and debt. Split it however the situation demands. If you have high-interest debt, attack it. If you have no cushion, build one. But this 10% is your defense, and at 40 with nothing saved, you cannot afford to play offense without it. Write it down. That's year 1.
Here's something nobody in the personal finance world wants to admit. You cannot save your way out of a zero balance at 40. The math simply doesn't work. Cutting lattes and canceling Netflix will not close a 25-year gap. Discipline got you the base. Now you need velocity. That means more income. But I want to stop you before you open a browser and search Best Side Hustles 2026, because that's the wrong move. Starting 5 income streams at once means you'll run 5 mediocre operations and burn out by March. The rule is 1 stream. Find the highest income skill you can realistically develop in 12 months, copywriting, coding, consulting, sales, trade skills, and go deep, not wide, deep. And while you're building that, go have the conversation you've been avoiding at work. Negotiate your salary. A single raise of $10,000 a year invested immediately does more for your recovery than almost any side hustle will in year 2. Which brings me to the most important rule of year 2. Every extra dollar, from a raise, from a client, from anything, goes 100% into the investing bucket. Not a vacation, not an upgrade, all of it.
This is the year the math starts to fight for you instead of against you. Year 1, you built the base. Year 2, you built the engine. Year 3 is where you bury the accelerator. Here's what most people don't know about being 40 or older in this country. The government actually built a catch-up mechanism into the tax code specifically for people in your situation. It's called a catch-up contribution, and almost nobody uses it. In 2026, if you're 50 or older, you can contribute an extra $8,000 on top of the standard 401k limit, an extra $1,100 on top of your IRA limit. That's not a loophole. That's the system telling you explicitly that it's not too late. Now look at the chart. The blue line is normal growth. Someone who started at 25, contributed steadily, never pushed. The red line is compressed growth. Someone who started late, maximized every account, stacked every catch-up contribution, and treated year 3 like it was the last year of the game. The lines get close, uncomfortably close. That's not motivation, that's arithmetic. And arithmetic doesn't care how you feel, only what you do.
I want to talk about something the finance world almost never mentions. You can execute this plan perfectly, hit every number, max every account, build the discipline of someone half your age, and still lose if your body gives out before you get to spend any of it. Wealth without health is just a number on a screen. Year 4 is where you zoom out. The investing continues, that never stops, but now you start treating your body like the asset it actually is. Sleep, strength, stress. These aren't wellness buzzwords, they are direct extensions of your earning horizon. Every year you stay sharp, healthy, and capable is another year of compounding, another year of income, another year the math works in your favor. You are not just building a retirement fund, you are building a longer runway. And here's the shift in thinking that changes everything. 70 is the new 65. The old model, grind until 65, collapse into retirement, wait to die, that model is broken. The people winning at this stage aren't retiring, they're transitioning, moving from work they tolerated to work they do for free. That's not a fantasy, that's the actual goal. Because if you love what you do, you never have to stop doing it. And if you never have to stop, the money never has to run out.
Let's bring it home. 4 years. That's what we're talking about. Not 25, not a lifetime of regret and catch-up. 4 years of compression, executed with the kind of discipline most people will never find, because most people will never need it the way you do right now. Year 1, you stabilized. You found the leaks, you built the base, you stopped the bleeding. Year 2, you expanded. You stopped trying to save your way out and started building real income. Year 3, you compressed. You used every tool the tax code handed you and made 25 years happen in 1. Year 4, you positioned. You protected the asset that makes all the other assets possible, yourself. Here is the only thing I need you to take from this video. Being 40 with 0 saved is not a life sentence. Staying passive is. The gap is real, the math is hard, but the path exists, and you just walked it in 8 minutes. Now go walk it in 4 years. If this reframe changed the way you look at your bank account, hit subscribe. Every week we release a new execution plan to help you master your money and your mindset. I'll see you in the next one.